lifestyle you are living can actually affect your ovarian reserve. It can either make it diminish very fast, or it can even conserve it and make it to be more valuable for you whenever you want to conceive. Hello my favorite people, hello my friends, how are you? It's been a while, it's been a long time. How do you do? I took some break because I have some professional exams and I had to prepare for them. So because of that, I took a very long break and now I'm done. By God's grace, I am fully back and I truly thank God to be here. I hope you are good. I hope you are fine. I hope everything is going on well with you. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. If I see my video for the first time, my name is Ngozi. I'm a pharmacist and I like talking about health issues. And today I want to talk about fertility because I see that a lot of people are struggling with fertility issues. We have young people suffering from fertility issues. Today's topic, I'll be talking about 7 ways that you can boost your ovarian reserve. Friends, what is ovarian reserve? Ovarian reserve simply means the quantity and perhaps quality of the egg that a woman has. How valuable the egg you have is in terms of being able to fertilize, a healthy egg. That's what we are talking about, and it's measured using AMH, that is anti-Ovarian hormone. That's the test to use to measure the quantity of ovarian reserve that a woman has. Today we are looking at the holistic and natural approach that we can use in order to enhance and preserve the ovarian reserve. And these ways include supplementation, diets, and lifestyle changes. Yes, because the lifestyle you are living can actually affect your ovarian reserve. It can either make it diminish very fast, or it can even conserve it and make it to be more valuable for you whenever you want to conceive. Okay, before we go further, someone may ask, how do we determine the AMH, or how do we test? It's a blood test. Okay, you can go to any good hospital and request for AMH level, your AMH level, anti-Ovarian test, or follicle stimulating hormone test. Okay, that is the right way to determine the amount of eggs that you still have in reserve. Friends, because I don't want this video to be too long, I'm going to be very precise so that I don't elongate the video beyond what it should be. So first of all, the first and the most important way to conserve the ovary is through diet. So by diet, I mean rich, dense whole foods. No one will say, what do you mean by rich, dense whole food? Now, rich, dense whole foods are foods that are whole, like food that are still natural. Let me use, for example, you want to take cornflakes. Instead of taking cornflakes, you take corn, fresh corn. Okay, fresh corn is still whole and still fresh. It's still dense in nutrients because it has not gone through any form of processing, like industrial processing of food. It doesn't pass through, because if it passes through, it becomes cornflakes, and by then some of the nutrients has been stripped. I'm just using this as an example. When you want to eat, you eat rich, dense food like green vegetables, fruits, whole fruits. So instead of going to supermarkets to buy canned vegetables, okay, you buy your fresh vegetables from the market, and you buy green leafy vegetables, you buy fruits, you buy nuts. These are whole foods and they are dense in nutrients. This is the best way to support your system, because when you eat varieties of dense whole foods like this, you get a lot of nutrients, and your body needs this nutrient. There's something about the body system. You know, the body gives priority to most important vital organs, and you know that reproductive organ is not really the most important organ in the body. When you consider, the body will go from brain to heart to kidneys, you know, those ones that are very active continuously. So if you want what you eat to be distributed evenly, then it means you have to be feeding your body well with dense, nutrient-rich foods. When you are making your food, you make sure there's nuts, there's leafy green vegetables, there's a lot of fruit. Fruits have a lot of antioxidants. Antioxidants are responsible for mopping off free radicals. Now, from nuts, you get minerals. There are minerals that you get from nuts that you can't get from fruits, and there are some vitamins you get from fruits that you can't get from nuts. There are also proteins, minerals, vitamins we get from whole foods like brown rice, beans, yam. If you're in Nigeria, you know what I'm talking about. These are whole foods and they are dense in nutrients. So when you cook them, you make sure you add a lot of vegetables, you add a lot of fruits, and you have some nuts. Your plate must be full with these varieties of food combinations. Another thing that you can do in order to preserve the ovarian reserve is also supplements. There are supplements that be linked to ovarian health and quality of egg that a woman releases monthly. One of them is omega-3 fatty acids. I'm sure a lot of us would have heard of omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acid is very good for ovarian reserve, and another is CoQ10. CoQ10 is another supplement that you can use. There's also DHEA. These are supplements that support the ovarian health. When you go to shop for your supplement, you should also look at the constituents of the supplement. Sometimes it's better to get these ones separate. The third one that can support the ovary is herbs for fertility. We're talking about red clover, we're talking about vites, that is chest tree, we are talking about maca roots. A lot of these supplements are in the pharmacies. If you go to the pharmacies, you will see them. But these ones are herbal based and they can help to support the ovarian reserve. They are very, very good for the ovary and for hormonal balance too. And number 4 thing that we can do to support the ovarian health, and that is detoxification. You know, a lot of people come to the pharmacies looking for detoxifier. Of course, there are supplements that can detoxify the liver, detoxify the kidney. But now we're talking about total detoxification. And guess what? It's in your kitchen. It's in your kitchen. I'm talking about garlic. Yes, garlic is the most commonest thing you can blend and mix in your drink or smoothie, and it does detoxify. Isn't it amazing? There are other ones. There's cilantro, okay, that's another detoxifier. But there's also some things that you can do that detoxifies you, and one of them is exercise, one of them is sauna bath. Some that are familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. Sauna bath, they help you to sweat out the toxins, so in that way your body detoxifies. Another one on my list is stress. I'm telling you, stress can make it difficult for you to conceive. Stress can make it difficult for your hormones to balance. Stress is bad for health generally. So whether it's fertility, whether it's anything that you're considering, stress management is very, very crucial. There are ways you can manage your stress. One of the most important ways to manage stress is by organizing yourself, assigning time to some tasks. The ones that are within your power, of course, you can choose to assign certain days for certain things so that things will not just pack up for you. Another thing is you can do some meditations, you can go for nature walk, you can sleep, okay, you can sleep helps you to relax, you can watch movies, whatever that will help you relax, relieve you of the stress is very necessary for your fertility journey, and especially for ovarian reserve. Another one on my list is moderate exercise. Of course, I've already talked about exercise helping you to sweat and excrete toxins from the body, but that's not the only benefit of exercise. Exercise is very good for circulation. That it helps the blood carrying oxygen, carrying nutrients to circulate around the body and to get to the ovary. So exercise is good. Exercise is moderate exercise, because if you are doing high intensive exercise, has the opposite effect. It will affect your hormonal balance negatively. But moderate exercise is very good for the ovarian reserve because it helps to circulate the blood well into the ovaries, and apart from that, it helps to balance the hormone. So you can also incorporate exercise into your routine. It will help you with hormonal balance. It will help you with even your relaxation. It will help you even improve your mood, and it will help in the circulation of blood in the body. Therefore, friends, with these 7 points, I've come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video so that more people can get to watch and learn. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.